Today I'm going to talk about why we sold our 2019 Ram Laramie Limited 4-wheel drive with the Hemi V8 non-e-torque. So the reason for selling this truck kind of begins and ends under the hood here. We got the non-e-torque 5.7 because we figured that this would be the most reliable motor because they've been making the 5.7 for over 10 years now. But it turns out that's not the case. If you can tell, the engine cover is really dusty, but down there it's really shiny. The block is brand new. We had to get the whole engine block replaced at just under 30,000 miles. This vehicle was my dad's daily commuter to work and our family road trip vehicle. It mainly only saw highway miles. He did his oil changes, he took care of it. We bought it brand new. And at under 30,000 miles, it's just unacceptable to have a vehicle lose a motor like that. I mean, you have a vehicle like this is what he's getting to replace it. This is a 2015 Prius with 155,000 miles on it. Thing drives like it has 30,000 miles on it. This Lexus has 192, still drives great. That other Lexus, 205. All original engines. This brand new car with 30,000 miles losing an engine is just absolutely ridiculous. So you might think, okay, big deal, it's still under warranty, right? It was, but it took about 4 months to have this whole thing done. This truck sat at the dealership for 4 months. They didn't want to approve the warranty, and then there was issues with the loaner car, so they had to give us a rental car, and then the warranty only covered $2,000 of the rental car, so then we had to pay another $1,200 in rental car, and we just gave the rental car back and just drove a different car because it was ridiculous. They weren't approving it. And so this car sat there for months and months and months. And finally somebody was like, oh yeah, okay, we'll finally get around to it. And it was just such a nightmare that if it's going to be like this in my area with the dealership support, we just don't want to deal with it. And this vehicle has had other issues too. We brought it in for warranty issues with the power mirrors. The folding mirrors stopped working. The brakes were squeaking a couple times. I went to a dealership for the front brake squeaking. One at like 3,000 miles, another time at 7,000 miles. And like, that's a new car. That's ridiculous. And it also had a bunch of recalls too. Like one of them was a loose battery connection. One of them was the brake pedal falling off. One of them was the airbags might not deploying in an accident. And so we bought this vehicle because of safety. It was designed for the small overlap crash test of the IAHS, and so you can see they designed the frame rails to kind of curve out to fit those tests a lot better, and it does do great in those tests. But if this vehicle is going to be so unreliable like this, then it's not that safe of a family vehicle. And this isn't like a new, unheard of thing. When we brought it in, the service department was like, oh yeah, we've heard of this happening in some of the early 19s. That's just the way that they were. And so we figured, okay, it's a known issue. It shouldn't be that hard to deal with. And it just became a mess. I mean, halfway through, I was like, I'm just gonna buy that car so my dad has something to drive, because this is ridiculous. Another issue with these was the front bumper alignment. This gap right here wasn't consistent with the other side. It still isn't really. Like, look at that gap. It's been like that ever since the day we bought it brand new. Another issue was the headlights were totally out of whack, not aligned. One was pointing way up, one was pointing way down. So I had to readjust the headlights using this little screw right here. We have also had issues in here. It's very rare, but a couple times this screen has glitched out on us and gone all gray, and the audio stops working, and sometimes there are some Bluetooth connectivity issues. And just some, also like the passenger seat, like the little leather clip under here came off, and so the leather was just hanging down. That was another warranty item that we had fixed. Oh, and also the rear window was leaking too. It really is a shame, because the interior in this vehicle is, for an American car company, this is a really nice, this is actually a nice quality material. This is suede, leather. The whole dash is soft touch with stitching, fake wood trim, but it still looks nice. This cool kind of champagne-y gold color. Like, there's a lot of different textures and materials, and it's broken up very well. And you know, it's very easily laid out, so my dad had no problem adjusting to this from his old 4Runner. And it, you know, it really is a really nice vehicle. It's very spacious, very roomy. Those back seats actually slide and recline. And this has been a great family road trip vehicle for our family of 5 plus an Australian Shepherd. So it's really a shame to see it go. My dad loves this truck. It was the first new car he ever bought. He really fell in love with it. It's smooth, it's quiet. That's the only thing he cares about. And it's, you know, it feels strong and it feels heavy, and it's a really nice vehicle. So it's just really sad to see it end up like this.